So I will tell a few words about our community and we can start the discussion. Today we will have two parts. First part will be the discussion about some pandemic consequences, and the second part would be a case part in which I expect we can hear some troubles, some tips for mediators cases. My name is Elena Gizerska. I'm a founder of Community for Legal. I'm a mediator, I'm a coach, I'm a lawyer with the experience of 14 years. Now I would like to present our speakers. We have today amazing speakers from different parts of the world.
Hi, so my name is Aloysius, and I'm based in Singapore. Set up my own company, Sage Mediation, sometime last year. Have been mediating for about 15 years now. And right now I primarily do international mediations. I was previously the CEO of the International Mediation Center, and also with the Ministry of Health doing the healthcare disputes. So part of that also involved dealing with pandemics. So this will be an interesting time for me to where many things that I've been doing in my past careers have come together, and it's just a fascinating time. Yeah.
Both national and international law firms in London, and 4 years ago I became a full-time mediator. I've been mediating for over 25 years alongside my private practice, and now I'm just mediating and loving it.
I saw my first mediation actually in 1994 as counsel, and that was in Singapore, when I wasn't actually sure whether they were talking about mediation or medication or meditation. It was totally new to me, and it was a very inspiring experience, actually a 3-day mediation. And that led me to be very much into mediation and use mediation throughout my career.
I'm from San Diego, California. I am an attorney, a mediator, and also a neutral fact finder. I worked as an attorney litigator for approximately 15 years. Both sides of the fence, as we like to say in the United States. That means both plaintiff and defense in my practice. I recently turned to neutral work as a mediator, conflict resolver, and neutral fact finder in the last couple of years, dropping my litigation practice. My specialty as a conflict resolver is employment mediation. And as a neutral fact finder, I work in the workplace environment in terms of workplace disputes as a finder of fact workplace investigator.
I'm based in Geneva. I was born in Hungary, but you know, I lived in all my life in Switzerland, or most of my life, because I've traveled quite a bit and worked in different countries. I discovered mediation when I was I came to mediation through nonviolent communication that I discovered when I was a student working as a bouncer in a nightclub. So I kept that interest up and discovered mediation later, and used this interest to develop mediation skills that I used on ad hoc cases throughout my professional career.
Mediator since 1996. Like many people, it's become a passion, and I, at the time, had taken a career break to look after my children, so I didn't, I mean, then we were being told don't give up the day job, but I didn't have a day job to give up, so I leapt straight in, and I've been mediating ever since. And I went on from there to partner with a colleague some of you may have heard of, called David Richbell, and we ended up running mediation training for 10 years together, commercial mediation training and advanced mediation training. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's very nice to join you this morning. I'm John Mitchell. I live in Los Angeles. I'm up the street from Kristen. It's about 2 hours drive, although on most days before the pandemic, it's 3 hours with the traffic. So traffic is the worst. Actually, it's not the worst in the world, but it's pretty bad. I've been a mediator for 7 years, and it took me a long time. I've been an attorney for 24 years, and it took me a long time to become a mediator because early in my career, I had a bad experience. The mediator just didn't close the case out. And so I was like, oh, I don't know about this mediation stuff.
Let's discuss our questions. And my first question is about the impact of coronavirus on mediation in your country. Let's start from Singapore.
I don't want to spend too long on this. So we are now just exiting our equivalent of our lockdown period, which the government had called a circuit breaker. So we're now about 3 weeks into the lifting of the lockdown. It's a very gradual easing, and our own lockdown lasted about 7 weeks. So during the 7 weeks, definitely there was a lot of online activity in terms of the mediation, but many more of my own clients had also decided to take the view of postponing the mediations so that they can hold it in person. What has happened now is that even as the lockdown is being eased, our courts have been very strict, and the general guidelines for mediations has been that there should not be more than 3 persons attending from each side.
Well, Switzerland, we've come out of the lockdown now. Gradually, things are going back to normal. People have started going back to work. Geneva was hit pretty bad, and quite early on, a little bit after Italy. So yeah, we're going towards now. We can gather up to 1,000 people can gather, I think, or 300, and so yeah, it's opening up. Switzerland is a little bit special. There are not as many mediation cases as not as developed as we would like it to be. However, we've created a structure where we were able to take calls and listen to people who were struggling with confinement. And well, we haven't received as many requests as we thought we would.
Very, very similar, and it's not surprising that globally clients and lawyers alike are very concerned as to how they're going to conduct their disputes. In the UK, we've had a lot of encouragement from judges who have explained that they think that cases will take much longer, the courts will be struggling, and therefore mediation is a good option. So that's great for us mediators. It's important that clients really try to avoid disputes. We've also had the Cabinet Office, the government, recommend through a paper on the 7th of May that people should look at their contracts and negotiate with a reasonable, fair attitude. And again, that is very much mediation language. So you would have thought there should have been an absolute influx of mediations during lockdown. I think what happened was at the beginning, people were slightly paralyzed by it, not knowing what they should do, either with issues arising pre-dispute or with cases that were already in dispute, either in arbitration or litigation.
About the new solutions, I heard about the online, that everyone is trying to use WhatsApp or Zoom or something like this, some technical details, technical instruments, maybe something else.
I don't think I've got anything specific to add about new solutions, to be honest. I think much has been covered, really. I just think there are a lot of new ways that we will see things, different ways that we will work with our clients, and different ways that they will begin to give us some ideas about how we can better use the process. And I think we have got to look to our clients to see what their experience is, and learn from our clients as to what they're appreciating, what they're finding difficult, and what we can come up with to help their experience to be better. I really love the idea of Jane's Player's design of the process and taking the parties through the practice Zoom call and designing, and that's very much my approach, is to design the whole process with the client. So I think that's definitely the way forward, to be flexible now, I think, and to offer the different alternatives in many different ways, but to be flexible and creative and to see what really works for our clients and what they are enjoying and what they're finding difficult, I think is the thing, and work with that and learn from that. So I do think we as mediators have got a lot to learn, as always. We never stop learning, but we should keep learning about how to use technology alongside all our other skills and make this a really positive experience for us as well as our clients, and just be as creative as we can with it.
I had a case where I got to cross-examine someone who was very famous. And my solicitor said, wow, this is going to be fantastic for your LinkedIn. And I said, what's LinkedIn? At which point he called me an absolute dinosaur and couldn't believe I wasn't on it. So that was in 2012. I did go on it, but I didn't really start using it until I decided, I suppose 5 years ago, to dip my toes in the mediation pond. And I've found LinkedIn to be absolutely fabulous. It's given me contacts, it's taken me to different places, it's got me mediations. But most importantly, the mediation world is very difficult to get into. I saw it when I came into it. I'd seen it for over 20 years because I'd been using mediators, and I knew very much who the top table of mediators were in the UK. You have two of them sitting here with you.
So many, I need to use so many tools that you guys are using. That's wonderful. So the tool that I tell my students is mediate, get out there. But unfortunately, these are unpaid opportunities, but they're experience gaining opportunities. And that's probably why Los Angeles produces a lot of mediators worldwide, is because people come to Los Angeles to go to Pepperdine or USC, which have wonderful programs. And the LA court system is the largest in the country, and they don't like to pay mediators. So there's a lot of opportunity to gain experience and to get out there. And so that's what I like to do is I offer a lot of free services, and then in turn gets me out there and my name known. But offering the free mediations also gives me the leeway to experiment and try things that are untraditional. Traditionalists would have a fit with some of the things that I do in mediation. Now, I am trained in the transformative method. I do like joint sessions and getting parties together, but I've been finding that advocates and lawyers can handle the situation quite well. And so with all this extra time on my hands, I've been studying about emotional intelligence and getting into the whole aspect about that. And one of the things that Daniel Goleman writes is that stress makes people stupid. And so, you know, I've been trying to keep the clients who need to be smart about the decisions they make as calm as possible, because I know that with any court process, people tend to get stressful. And so what I've been doing is having joint sessions without the clients telephonically. And so that's been working very effectively for me, and getting out there.